do this?
All right, so you could open your eyes. Yeah. So it's it's a big setup, kind of. So, um, Daddy, this is this is a Christmas video. We having a conversation about Christmas. What do you think is your role with regards to preparing for Christmas? Like, what are you responsible for?
All right. On the physical side, being the man of the house, traditionally I'm responsible for the the hard work, so to speak. So if there's need to do heavy lifting, shifting the furniture around, rearranging the house, that's me. Putting up the lights at one point, decking dressing the Christmas tree, that kind of thing. Anything that a man supposed to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said something interesting. You said decking the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Does this look familiar?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember what the menu was this year?
Which year?
What is this? Wait, what is this?
It's kind of like what the first Christmas tree was like. But I only remember that because of stories.
Yeah, you would have been too young.
Yeah. It was our Christmas tree, the first Christmas that we were in Trinidad.
Yeah. You get emotional? Why is that an emotional memory for you?
Because we come a long way.
In what way?
As a family,
Mm-hmm.
as individuals, we come a long way. And that, I mean, sitting down watching that Christmas tree, all lit and such, standing, it's supposed to be 9 feet, but probably at 6 feet tall.
Yeah, because the top missing.
Yeah, the top missing. And now, a flash from the past, like that's where we started. And that's tall in comparison to what it was.
Yeah. I needed to elevate it so it could show up on the camera.
It was a lamp that we put to stand up on a short center table or side table, if you want to call it that. And then all we did was drape a cloth over it. And I think it was a white cloth at that time too, to look like snow. So that's what the white cloth was supposed to represent, snow. And that was the extent of the decking of that Christmas tree, the trimming of the Christmas tree. That first Christmas back in 2006.
2006.
That was the year, 2006.
So the Christmas tree, that was your idea?
Yeah. And the reason that I did that is, first of all, we had now come to Trinidad and we didn't have much money, much disposable income.
Were we poor?
I wouldn't say so, but I would say that we were starting over and funds were limited at the time.
I don't think we had ham.
I don't think we had.
Why
ham.
would we have not had ham?
We would not have had enough money then.
Wow. Okay. And so I guess by now you guys know this Christmas tree is representative of our first Christmas in Trinidad. Could you kind of remember some of your emotions concerning that particular Christmas? Because we would have had Christmases before.
Yeah.
And this one would have been different.
Right.
What was that like for you?
It was a little bit sweet. It was a little bit sad
Mm-hmm.
because I would not have been around my family, meaning my extended family.
Yeah.
My sisters, my mother, my brother, and I would have been accustomed to having them around
Mm-hmm.
every Christmas. This would have been the first time we spending Christmas in another country.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing would have been a lot of the unknown.
Because we would have now come to Trinidad. So we're in a foreign place, you know. Usually Christmas would be a big event because we have a large family.
Yeah.
Everybody would come over. It was just us, and we didn't have a lot of furniture at the time. So that, and we didn't have a Christmas tree. That's the first Christmas that I could really truly remember. I guess because it was so significantly jarring.
Different, yeah.
I remember us being woken up very early in the morning when it was still dark. I remember coming out into the front, which was very empty.
Empty. That's what I remember. I remember the place looking huge because it's just land. It's land.
But in all that emptiness, there was this thing in the middle of the.
Yeah.
I don't even know if this would have been considered a living room at the time because.
No, it was just an open space.
Yeah, just a room. But there was this, and yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember that whole coming out and seeing that?
No, because we've been woken up early many years consecutively.
Yeah.
We've had to come out and see gifts many years. So it all in one for me. No. What I do remember though is that was the Christmas tree. But I don't remember feeling sad about it.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being a problem.
Was it a bad Christmas?
No.
It was a good Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When a person is in that infancy stage, to me, you keep the main thing as the main thing. And the main thing for you guys on Christmas morning was opening those gifts. The gifts had to be present. And then there was fun. We have a tradition, which we still maintain till today, you'd bear me out, where sometime on Christmas Day, we would all sit together in the living room and open. Somebody would be the Santa.
Yeah.
And would call out the names and give out the gifts.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all focused on the gift. So the fact that the tree was not a real tree, I don't think that was a big deal. I don't think that was a big deal for you guys at all.
Hearing a story like that and being accustomed to Christmas as we just usually do it, like, how does that make you feel knowing that? Or how do you think you would have felt if next year Christmas was like that?
That's a tricky question because yes, I'm grateful for how stuff, how we have more stuff now and all of that. But I also feel like if next year Christmas was to be this, we would still have real fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. We would have fun. We would have fun for sure.
I don't think we would really feel it. I think we would find a way to make it the best Christmas somehow. So it's like, I want to say it would be sad, but I think it would be lit.
What do you think is the reason for that? Because I agree with you. And what do you think contributes to us being the family? More specifically, you, Stephanie, and I.
I don't know. You all had a born since, right? But to me, it was more the migration that kind of, it forced us to be our own friends, forced us to be our own play park, forced us to be our own TV show. It forced us to be everything. We had the music video, we had the classroom, like we were everything. So we learned to not only have an imagination, but like a collective imagination.
Yeah, so a lot of the times when people find out that I am originally from Guyana, which if you're now finding that out, hi, nice to meet you. They always ask why you moved to Trinidad, and the shortest answer is probably because of my mother. But I guess since you're here, you could kind of expound that whole why we came to Trinidad, because we came around Christmas.
We came around Christmas and I had just left Habitat Guyana in November, and in December here I was employed by Habitat Trinidad and Tobago, and they wanted me to work here for them, and I kind of like discussed it with Daddy, hoping he would have said no, and he didn't say no. I think we both felt there was a spiritual inclination behind it, that this was a journey that was orchestrated by God. And there were several events leading up to that proved to me that it was God who really wanted us in Trinidad.
So God wanted you in Trinidad. And then at any point during that first Christmas, would you have doubted that?
No,
No.
no, there was too many things lining up
Mm-hmm.
perfectly to show that precisely it was God.
Mm-hmm.
When we were coming to, when you guys were coming to Trinidad, because I was here before you got here, a few weeks before, God provided a home just on our prayer. On the day you guys were landing in Trinidad is the day we got this home,
Yeah.
and we've been in it for the last 14 years.
Hmm.
The house was two buildings away from the school.
Yeah.
It couldn't be more perfectly aligned. And my workplace was literally one block away
Yeah.
from where we were. So here I was with three little children. School was right there. Work was right there. Because a foreign country, you know, it would have been difficult to travel and go and take children and come back and all the way through.
Yeah. That whole traveling. So today we went to the supermarket. Yeah, that was hectic.
Very fatigued. My ankle is paining because of that.
That first Christmas we would have gone to the supermarket too.
We would have gone to the supermarket. You know what's the difference?
What's the difference?
Fetching bags.
Yeah, how that would have worked out.
That was ridiculously hard. I remember high-low.
Mm-hmm. Back when high-low was high-low, now it's
Yeah.
massive.
High-low, we were shopping in St. Augustine high-low.
Yep.
Every child had to fetch 2 bags.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I always overdo when I go in the supermarkets. That's a habit of mine. Can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
And we would be coming down the road waiting for
Traveling.
the bus.
Traveling,
Yes.
yeah.
With all these bags and 3 children.
So, and Jewel would have been how old at the
1
time?
plus.
And wow. 'Cause
She had to fetch 2
yeah,
bags too.
and we
but
because we
very
couldn't
little
leave her
things.
home alone.
No.
Yeah.
So we literally had to hold her hands.
Jewel was
there?
with us. Had to be. Because we couldn't leave mommy or daddy home to watch her because we need those hands to bring home
Yeah.
bags. So it's like
Okay.
all these bags and this little child. Like that's what we pull off. Traveling.
It felt different. I knew it definitely was not the Christmas that we were accustomed to. It brought on a sense of, to me, really what it means to be a migrant.
Mm.
You see? Because, and now I can relate to other persons who might be migrants, economic migrants,
Yeah.
albeit in other people's countries.
Yeah, yeah.
You really are grateful for the fact that I have this little now.
Mm-hmm.
And you live with a sense of hope that in the years to come, I should be able to do better. So even though I knew, because I would have experienced many Christmases before, and I knew that this definitely wasn't at the level we are accustomed to, I quickly got beyond that and started thinking, well, all right, you see this here, it will form a part of the family story going forward.
Mm-hmm.
I could learn from it as an adult that, look, you could start over with humble beginnings, but don't despise their small beginnings. You know, the Bible says so. You could grow, and it actually gives you something to aim for, that,
Yeah.
you know, to
Yeah.
get better and better.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I also saw a benefit that it could be part of the family story where we can tell y'all as children that, hey, we started with this. You understand? And y'all could appreciate now what, you know.
What we
where
have
are.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
As a migrant, which I've never really referred to myself as that until now.
Okay.
Because it's like, well, that's what we were.
No, I knew I was a migrant.
I guess because it was, I know Ghana's South America, but Caribbean to Caribbean, I didn't feel in a big way like I am a
I felt
migrant.
it. I was always the girl with the accent.
I felt out of place.
Always. So I knew I was a migrant.
But like right now we have a lot of Venezuelan refugees in Trinidad, right? I didn't feel like that, like how I think they feel right now.
No.
Maybe I was too young. But when
Nah, they have a very damaging stigma attached to them.
yeah. But when Daddy said the word, he said at that Christmas he was able to understand how it feels to be a migrant. In that moment I was like,
I can't relate.
I was a migrant.
Wow, okay.
I was like, wow, I was a migrant. Christmas was good, but I think like when we started school and all that stuff. Because talking to Joelle, and I guess it's more pronounced for her, but it's this idea of
It's confusing because you're here and people here saying you don't belong here because you're not from here. But then the people from your actual home country saying you don't belong here because you leave here so young. So it's like, okay, so where? And what am I then?
Well, that's like I don't identify with a nationality.
I don't have a place,
To
I don't
this
have a home.
day, yeah, I don't feel like I have a nationality because I'm not from here, so I can't claim here, and then I can't claim where I'm from because I don't know
it.
nothing.
It's too young.
Can't people will ask me, oh, you know, so and so and so and so. You don't know.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the absence of that national pride or a place to, as a country, to call home, the actual literal home became a lot more important to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
and I think in that whole lack of belonging in a place, like you said, we became the place that we belong.
Definitely.
Do you think that's still true? Are we still the place that we belong?
Yes, just the other day I was thinking about this. How I don't think you or Stephanie would be able to understand what I'm going through right now, seeing you all grow up and leave. Or grow up and get more busy. Because it's like, this is all I know. And so you wouldn't really feel it that much because you're moving into stuff that fill in your time. She moving into a marriage. So that she will be filled with marriage and you moving into a career. So you filled with that. And I just watching people move. And I just, they're like, oh my gosh.
So, Christmas without Stephanie, what do you think that would be like?
It's not even Christmas. What do you mean? Without Stephanie?
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about Christmas without Stephanie and Stefan?
Both?
Yeah.
Yeah, no Christmas.
What about Christmas by yourself?
Without my whole family?
Yeah.
I think life going to be strange on a whole when
Just not
if we
being
not
here.
all under the same roof.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
I'm wondering if it would still feel like Christmas. I think for me, if I were living by myself, it wouldn't. I don't know if I'd be able to create Christmas
Yeah. I could create Christmas.
by itself.
Yeah.
I can make it
I
look.
learned how to do that.
I can make the place look nice.
Not the feelings.
I can make the
attached to
place
it.
smell like ham and all that stuff. But that's not Christmas for me. Because when we didn't have a Christmas tree and we didn't have ham, that was still Christmas. I don't know if I know how to create that yet.
Oh wait, it's not so far fetched in my mind. You know, I think it's doable. I think it's real doable. If I can't come next year because of second wave, or next 2 years because of second wave, and we have to Zoom. Probably because I'm not there, I can't picture it. But I'm not picturing it being bad.
Wow. So when we didn't have a Christmas tree or furniture or all the food that we're accustomed to or all the gifts that we just now have, it was still Christmas.
Yeah.
But you say just take away Stephanie and it's already not Christmas.
Yeah.
So like, I know. I guess you're saying there then that is it that people or family is an integral part of Christmas?
That is Christmas. Like, today could be September the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
If we pop a Christmas tree and mommy bake a ham and we sit around here and decide it's Christmas, it will feel like Christmas to me.
But we didn't have a ham.
What I'm saying is, once you all bring the Christmas spirit
Yeah.
and say that it's Christmas, then it's Christmas. It
It's
don't
Christmas.
matter what's the day.
It don't matter the day.
Yeah.
As long as we're there then.
As long as you're not just there because you just be there on other days, but as long as you're festive, I guess.
What does that look like? What does festive look like?
Oh gosh, stupid music. I'm so glad we don't have the CD. We still have them CDs.
My wish come true.
You all have it have a playlist. It have a CD.
But back then we had CDs. We still have the CDs, but we don't have a CD player.
Good, amen, hallelujah. Because that is the worst part.
What I like is that while we as big people would be contented, the children were not disgruntled.
Hmm.
They didn't have a lot of gifts
No.
like we would
I
in
think
Guyana.
everybody had like one. And I don't know if you guys bought that or if it was Uncle Rudy who bought those first, actually.
He would have bought. We would have bought. We would have bought very much simpler things.
Yeah, like perfume or something.
Yeah, whatever was real cheap. You know, maybe $5 things or $10 things. It didn't really matter.
Yeah, because back then they had a $10 store, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I rarely buy gifts in that $10 store. And sometimes when you open the pack, you can
Thing
get
mash
4 or
up.
5 things. No,
Yep, and you
get
split
4 or
it up.
5 Yeah, split it up.
So you took
So
that
that
$10
$10 thing could go around 4 or 5 times. Yeah, I went in every $10 store that there was.
Well, there aren't anymore
I bought gifts for you guys and other children.
to give away.
As I got old, I came to realize that really what matters beyond all the fluff and so on that we put into Christmas, the food and the gifts and all that kind of thing. As I got old, I realized that family is what matters. Those moments spent with children and parents interacting with each other. That's 2 generations you're looking at there, right? And that is a time when the 2 generations, no matter how wide this gap is, they can come together on a common ground around, well, we call it an event, right?
Yeah.
This time when this baby was born 1,000 years ago, but we have an understanding of how significant it is, you know? And that time together as a family, with everybody smiling, laughing, and so on, really, to some extent, speaks to what the angel said those thousands of years ago. Peace on earth, goodwill among men.
Yeah.
You know, if you ever notice at Christmas time, it's a happy time.
It is.
You know?
With or without a Christmas tree.
Yeah, you know, it's a happy time. It's just a special time of the year. And so I would like to, you know, say to your listeners who are listening now, maybe you haven't reached the time yet where what matters most to you at Christmas is relationship, is time spent with family. We haven't done it much in this part of the world, but I know in like North America, Europe, and so on, where families might actually be living in different states or different countries or even on different continents.
Yeah.
And they go back home for Christmas
Yeah.
just to experience family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
You
it?
see it in a lot of Christmas movies and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you haven't gotten there yet, one day perhaps you will, everybody will, come right back to realizing that Christmas is not a tree, it's not food, it's not that, but it's time being spent with family, remembering the greatest gift of all.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's a solid ending. Well, thank you for coming on the show. I don't know if you know how I usually end my videos. There's something I say. Could you remember it?
It has to do with the light.
Yes, it does.
Yes, I remember a part of it.
Something about the light.
Okay. What about it?
Oh gosh.
It has to do with letting the light expose you well, but I can't remember exactly how you.
This is Lyrics Messiah signing off for now, and until next time,
With the light.
expose.
Expose you.
May the light expose you well.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Good job.